Ladies and gentlemen, do you know why some people get high quality leads from cold DMs while others struggle to get a single reply? The truth is, it's not because they hate your messages. It's because of how these messages make them feel. Less than 5% of people reply to cold DMs, and less than 1% even open cold emails. The people who find success with cold DMs all have one thing in common. Today, I'm gonna break down the psychology behind LinkedIn messaging that makes people want to reply. We're gonna cover 3 steps that will help you craft the perfect cold DM and get people to start looking forward to responding to your messages. By the end of this video, you'll have the framework that gets responses from real decision makers. Make sure you stick around because I'm going to show you real life examples of the perfect cold DM at the end. Before I get into the exact tactics, I want to give you some examples of what this system has been able to do. This framework has helped businesses like Savvy Capital get a 34% reply rate. And we made his messages go from this to this. After 4 years of LinkedIn outreach, I've finally figured out the perfect way to get people to care about your DMs. So let's get into it. The first step of crafting the perfect message is to know exactly who you're sending the message to. Nobody likes talking to strangers, period. It's the same reason that girl you messaged on Instagram still hasn't responded. You're a stranger. Now imagine you're not just dealing with a girl you found on Instagram, but a financial advisor from JP Morgan. How much time do you think he has to respond to your message? What makes you think he'll respond to a stranger's DM? As they say, it's not about what you know, but who you know. People trust in familiarity, so you need to manufacture that trust before you send any sort of outreach message. I want you to consider this. Put yourself in their shoes. If I were a financial advisor at JP Morgan, why would I respond to a random cold DM that reads, "Hi Jordan, do you have a minute to chat?" I'm sorry, but that won't be getting a response from me. How about something like this? "Hi Jordan, I noticed you have a mutual connection with Vince. I love your work on Replies. Do you have a minute for a chat?" Now you've got my attention. In my head, I'm asking questions like, how do you know Vince, our co-founder? How did you hear about my company, Replies? You're no longer a stranger. You're part of my network. I had to learn this the hard way. After years of spamming the wrong people, do not make this mistake. Know who you're messaging. Nobody likes to waste their time, especially if they're at work. A lot of people only do the work that's required for them. Nothing more, nothing less. Imagine this. You're slammed with emails, Slack messages, meetings, and then a random LinkedIn DM pops up. What are the chances you even open it? Unless you're providing instant value, your chances of them replying are 0. Your message should be short, 1 to 2 sentence max, direct, what's in it for them, and valuable. Why should they care? Value doesn't just come from your offer. It can also be an appreciation of their work or simply a piece of information that they could find useful. Here's an example of what not to do. "Hi Jordan, hope you're doing well. I'd love to connect and see if we can collaborate. Here's what you should do instead. Hey Jordan, I saw you work with Replies. Super impressive. Quick question, have you tried specific strategy for boosting reply rate?" Boom, now you've hit 2 things. People love relevance and curiosity. It is also the perfect segue into the final step, personalization. Nobody likes talking to a robot. It's the worst. Sure, AI has gotten incredibly good over the past few years, but that still doesn't mean you can send 10,000 AI-generated messages and expect to see results. So whether you use an AI to write your messages or not, you have to make sure they're personalized. You want your prospect to feel like you're talking to a friend. Humans are social creatures by nature, and when you build strong relationships with someone, they trust you more. Then, they are more likely to work with you. Personalization can come in many formats. You could start with a compliment, as we did in that first message, but we can even go further. Social media is a numbers game after all. All people love when you stroke their ego. If you want to hack the human psychology, try something like this. "Hi Jordan, I noticed you were at the top of the search results in our industry. I've heard of your company Replies and I love the work you and Vince are doing. Do you have a minute to chat?" Here, you're offering me praise at the same time you're showing me that you've done your research. Did you notice the informal wording? "I love the work you and Vince are doing." This gives much more of a friendly tone and less robotic and more natural. If you're referring to me and my co-founder by our first names, it seems like you know us personally. let's say I get a message and then I look at your profile and boom, you have mutual connection with Vince. All of a sudden, I'm interested. So, do you know Vince? Maybe I should talk to you. This is how you get more leads to respond. So make sure you make an extra effort to personalize your message. It could either be complimenting or a mutual connection. Either way, the more personal it is, the better. Once you remove that unfamiliar factor from your message, you'll be surprised how many more people are willing to respond. So now that you have the 3 key steps you need to take to get your leads to take you more seriously, let's do a little recap to make sure you get the best results possible. The greatest businessmen are good at their jobs because they understand people. They know how they think, how they act, how they buy, and more importantly, how they feel. Any relationship, whether it's in your business or your personal life, it's give and take. If you want something from someone, you have to provide them value first. So take into account how you're going to positively affect this person's life with the message you're about to send. Now, let's take this to the next level. If you want expert crafted, high converting LinkedIn outreach that actually works, click the link below. And if you're a financial analyst, investment banker, or anyone that works in finance and you're still having trouble getting leads, click the video on the left where I provide an in-depth guide on how you can fix that. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll catch you in a bit.